girl.
Hey, what's
It's
going
been a
on?
minute, girl. Hey, girl.
Yes, it has. Life, child, life.
Woo, tell me about it. Woo, child, tell me about it.
Life. But hey, we living it.
Yes,
We still breathing. So
ma'am. I know I'm
let's
grateful.
see. Yes, I am too. So let's talk about this child support.
Oh,
I mean,
girl.
I'm not in the range anymore to receive child support,
Yeah.
but uh, yeah, my children are grown. Hallelujah. There is a God, and He is mighty. I'm done. No, but it's so many people out there that they're not receiving the type of support that they're needing. Child support is monetary, but it's also the support of the child, like the visits, the
Right.
showing up for the basketball game, the prom, whatever it is, the mother and daughter dances, all of that. It's more than money. Now, I guess what I want to talk about is like people need to quit basing child support. Yes, there is a financial obligation that needs to be met. But if you don't have it, where you need to figure out a way that you also need to be in your child's life as well. Because when if you don't have it and you're dealing with a mature mother or a mature father, because nowadays men are raising the children
You're
too.
right.
And you got to understand, if you're dealing with somebody who's mature, and if they're not mature, you need to either bring somebody in to help out with that, because you need to spend time with that child, that bond building. That's a part of supporting the child as well as the
Right.
financial part. And if you can't step up as much as you can financially, step in the other ways, because a lot of times the other parent is more forgiving if you're able to provide the other efforts, because if they see that you're trying, they're going to actually work with you. Now I know there are situations, it don't matter if you can move the heavens and the earth, some people are not wanting to deal with you in a respectful manner, but that's just some issues that they have to deal with. And that's when you bring, unfortunately, you have to go and bring it to the courts so that they can get something set up for you. But otherwise, if not, if you can deal with the baby's mother or the baby's father and work out a great agreement, do that. Life can be so much simpler in these situations, but a lot of time it's egos and feelings, and I sometimes say selfishness
Absolutely.
plays a lot of factors in the situation of why they're not involved in that child's life. And that's, to me, the major part of child support.
Absolutely.
So, what's your take on it, Tasha? Let me because I mean, I can go my story, and I'll go into it, but I just want to get your take on it.
Now for me, my thoughts are pretty similar. Now I am a parent, I am a custodial parent that has a child support order, court ordered child support order. And the way that we did it when I was going through my divorce from my ex-husband, we initially we agreed, because the judge kicked the case out. The judge was going to kick the case out unless there was some type of order for child support. Because at first I was just like, you know what, I'm not doing that. I just want this part to be over. I'm not doing that. But the court would not grant the divorce without it because there were children involved. And so and I was representing myself, so I don't know if they would if you had an attorney, but I mean, hey, I couldn't afford an attorney. So we did what we had to do. And so I just went to him and I said, okay, listen, you know, they're saying we have to have some type of order in here. So what can you afford? What can you do? And so what we did initially is that we made an agreement. We made a verbal agreement that, you know, I would not file the order for withholding, you know what I'm saying? And that he would just do direct payments to me in the amount that he specified, $200 a month. You know, we have 2 children together. And I'm like, okay, if that's what you can afford, cool, whatever. And so that was like in 2006, 2007, 2006. And I think it was actually granted in 2008. And, you know, I haven't went back to the court to say, okay, I need an increase or anything like that. Anytime that, you know, something, if they bought the baby some shoes, a backpack, a toy, a mattress, whatever, I have been pretty diligent about going to the courts and making a record of direct payments, even if, you know, because I mean, as far as the withholding goes, I don't even really know what to say about that, because honestly, you know, it's quite a bit in arrears. And so for me, you know, I don't call demanding, hey, you need to get, no, I don't really do no tripping about that. I had a period, a brief period where I was just like, hey, you need to do something, or, you know, I need some help, whatever. But it just kind of, my thing is like more in those times that I did call and say, hey, these kids need stuff, or hey, what's going on, you know, can you send something, whatever. Those were absolute moments of desperation, like last resort. Like, I'm really, in order to meet these needs, if God don't come through for me, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna have to do something crazy. So please, like, you know, it's gonna either wait on God to do something for me or go and do something crazy to make it happen for my kids. And a lot of times that's how that custodial parent will do. You know what I'm saying? When we know it's riding on us to take care of those babies, it's riding on everything, their livelihood is riding on us, you'll do whatever you have to do to make it happen for your kids. And so, you know, I pretty much have left it alone. You know, because as far as that, and then the thing about it is, like you say, going to the courts and stuff, going to the courts or even the Attorney General's office, that has been the most stressful thing for me as a parent, as a custodial parent, trying to, you know, hey, what's going on with my case? What's, you know, a status update? Can we have a hearing for an increase? If I wanted to do that, do you know how complicated the process is? Like, if you know, and it's just been, and I'm gonna say my experience in the state of Texas has been, any time that I had to do anything with the Attorney General's office. Even my mom had temporary guardianship over our children for a window of time, and even she got the run around with trying to get child support. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it was just crazy. By the time they got around to doing something, they were back in my custody. They were back in my custody by the time they got, I'm talking about months. They send you letters saying, oh, well, your case is being reassigned here. Your case is being reassigned to this office. Your case is being reassigned to that office. Nothing ever happens. Nothing happens. No response, no nothing. You call, you can't get anybody on the phone. You get somebody on the phone and tell you need to go to this office. You go to that office and tell you to go to another office or call, whatever. Now it's like they've transitioned to everything online now. And so online, that's like the biggest joke, because you definitely don't get anything, you know. And so my thing is, it's not even about the money. You know, my babies, the 2 children that I have with my ex-husband, they're teenagers now. And they recognize, okay, you know, hey, they're of age where they can recognize, okay, well, you know, if I want something, if you have it, you know, I know you'll do it for me, but I know you're going to take care of my needs. Even if you can't give me exactly what I want right now, I know that you'll take care of my needs. I know that you'll do everything you can. And they are very appreciative. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is I really feel sorry for those parents that because of child support, they're not active in their children's lives, or they're not as active as they probably could or should be. They miss so much. They miss so much.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, I really have not, I try to intentionally operate from the space that I'm not going to be that mom that, oh, your daddy ain't this, your daddy ain't that, he ain't did this, he ain't did that. Like, why would I assassinate his character and then manipulate my child's relationship with their parent, with their other parent?
Yeah.
Because they're going to eventually get to the age of reasoning, and they will be able to truly decipher what's what. And yeah. I didn't want to be that parent that, you know what, Mama, you ruined my relationship with my dad because all you did was this, 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 and this. And because he wouldn't give you no money, or because thus and such, you was worried about a check. So you kept me from my dad. I didn't want to be that parent. My thing is, if hey, whatever relationship or lack thereof, it's going to be based off of whatever, it's going to be on the other party. It's their responsibility to make it happen or keep it from happening. It's not going to be on. And so, you know, I think that I just know that for the kids, they care about your presence. They don't care about your money.
Yeah.
And every child just want their mom, they want their dad. Whether their mom or dad is good or bad, they just want their parent. And, you know, for those dads and moms that are out there that have children that feel like, oh, well, I don't have nothing to give them, so I might as well fall back. You cheating yourself. You robbing yourself. Yeah. You robbing yourself of an opportunity to experience some of the greatest people you'll ever meet in your life. You know what I'm saying? When you're able to see your child, see them grow, have conversations with them, and, you know, just see them make different discoveries about themselves, come into their own, it's nothing like that. Like, that's the most amazing thing. And when you get old and they grown and they start asking them hard questions like, where was you at? I had this crisis, like, where was you at when I got my first boyfriend? Or where was you at when my first boyfriend broke my heart? Where was you at when I got my first girlfriend and I need to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, those are questions that I would not want my children to have to come and ask me later on because I was absent. If I was a mother, if I was a mother and I was absent from my daughter's life, let's say at a time when she started her period, my daughter not gonna be like, Mama, why you didn't give me no money for no pads? No, when she get grown, she gonna remember, Mama, I started my period and you was not there. Somebody else had to deal with that.
Yeah.
You wasn't there to teach me. You wasn't there to talk me through it. You wasn't there to help me. You wasn't there to show me what to do. You know what I'm saying? A son who, you know, hey, having his first experience getting a job or whatever else, learning to drive, whatever. Let's say if you know what I'm saying, like, if dad wasn't there, they're not gonna be like, Dad, why you didn't give me the money to put me in driver's ed? They're gonna be saying, Dad, like, why you didn't make sure I was good? Why you didn't make sure I was secure? Why you didn't make sure I was equipped? Dad, why couldn't we have conversations that would grow my mindset to be prepared to enter the world as a young man? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're not going to be worried about this. They're not going to be worried about how much money you put in their hand. They're not going to be worried about that unless they are in an environment where they're groomed to be very materialistic. And if that's the case, then you're dealing with a very immature other parent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or both. Both parents very immature. But I think that, you know, it's sad. It's a very sad thing that people, I mean, like, it's been times that I probably could have did, like I said, you know, there was a time where my mom had temporary custody of my children, my two children with my ex-husband. And during that time, there was some times where I could have done more. I could have done more than what I was doing, but I was in a bad place and I really didn't know, okay, well, how I'm gonna make it? Do I, you know what I'm saying? Whatever else, like, okay, I really don't have no place to stay right now. You know what I'm saying? I have a place I could go, and I got a couple of places I can, you know what I'm saying, between here and there, until I got into a place that I was, okay, like kind of stable. But initially, nah. And once I got out of that place, but while I was in that place that I wasn't able to do as much as I desired to do, it ate me alive. Like that, nah. It was hard for me to live with myself. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, that's not what's up. That was hard for me to live with. And so I really, I'm saying, I feel sorry for those parents that feel like, oh, well, like they got to run from their children. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a debt. Like you running from a debt collector or something. You running from, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you, like, what the heck? Like, seriously, like you're trying to curb a business. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do concerning taking care of your children financially. That ain't what the business is. Like, that's foolishness, like, straight up. You know what I'm saying? And I really, I don't understand that mentality. Like, what do you gain from that? What do you gain? What do you really gain? And how do you sleep? How do you sleep at night with a full belly and you don't know if your children in the dark, if they got a roof over their head? You ate tonight, did they eat? You don't know. How do you check? You know what I'm saying? Because you dodging your kids, like you also like you know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, you know, sure, I'm here. Yeah, that's not what the business is. I don't understand it. And so I really pity those people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I used to just be really, really like really full of contempt and just really pissed off at people like that. But as I get older, it's like, man, that's a miserable somebody. Gotta be. And I just feel so bad for them, because what do they think about themselves? And some people, they probably don't care. They could care less. You know what I'm saying? As long as whatever they doing, as long as they getting their fix, whatever, you know what I'm saying, keeps them in a place of pleasure or whatever in their life, hey, as long as they getting their kicks, they probably good. But at the end of the day, your kids gonna be grown one day. They're gonna have questions. And one thing about it is, I have seen too many times that thing that breaks them when they're little is gonna build them when they're grown.
Yes.
And it might break them when they're little, but it's gonna build them when they're grown. It's gonna build them when they're grown. You know what I'm saying? If they have another parent or another support system that still pushes them in the right direction, that they don't let resentment come in and just, you know what I'm saying? Because that bitterness from resentment, it can totally destroy everything. It can destroy everything. It keep you in a cycle of self-sabotage, everything. And so, you know, I feel sorry for people who rob themselves. Like, how do you rob yourself? How do you rob yourself? Because that's what
because they do it all the time. And I think it's a lot of selfishness. I say that because being a parent, nothing is yours anymore.
Nothing.
You have to share.
Absolutely nothing. Listen, you know, I sent you that text message earlier, that voice recorded. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to. Nothing is yours.
Nothing. Nothing at all. And
Nothing.
I know from my experience, I never got child support. And for me, child support is a joke here in Texas. And I hate to say,
Girl, listen, you speak the truth. No lies told. Tell the
because
truth and shame the devil. You ain't lying.
when you tell people your story, because the thing is, I tell people it's like almost they punish the parent that's trying to get the support. Right. And in my situation, I never applied for child support ever because I was fine. I'm not gonna beg you to do what you know you're supposed to do. Well, I ended up getting laid off from my job. And so they set up all these different programs. Like they really looked out for us. They made sure we got our unemployment and get you signed up, make sure your kids still have benefits after your insurance runs out and all of that. And so like they even introduced me because, I'm not from here. And I know all the different programs. Like they have the child care management program, and they introduced me to that. So I signed up for it. I'm like, well, I don't know how long, I'm gonna be laid off and without a job. I was like, at least they can help pay for the daycare, and they can go and I can job search and do whatever. And so when you do that, they sign you up automatically for child support. Well, I don't have nothing to lose because I'm thinking,
yes.
I'm just like, whatever. I'm trying to get this because ultimately it's benefiting me and my children. If I'm not worried about getting any money, because of course, at this point in the game, I hadn't been receiving anything from their dad, hadn't heard from their dad. So, I'm just like, whatever. So I provide all the information. I follow the rules, do what they tell me because I'm thinking, I ain't going to do nothing. And, it did prove that they weren't going to do anything in the long run, but they put it out there like they're going to do something.
They do.
They put it out there like they're going to do all of this, they're going to do this, and they're going to do that. And to me, it's almost a slap in the face. For me, I gave them the information. They tried to serve him. He ducked and dodged to serve. Well, they got to serve him. Got to serve him once, and after that, he knew to duck and dodge or whatever. So I would have to go show up down, at the courthouse and do all the courthouse things. And after a while, after about a year of going, I met this lady. And she had all these magazines. She was quilting and doing all this other stuff. So I'm like sitting next to her, and she's like, "Oh," she said, "You down here for child support?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, and I had nothing because I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get in and get out. She was like, "Oh, I can tell you're a newcomer because you didn't bring anything to occupy your time." She was like, "Oh, I come down here so many times a year." Now her son at this point is an adult. Now she has not received anything, but she still comes every month down there, or how many other times she got to go to follow up because she's bound and determined to get what her ex-husband owed her for her child. Now I told you her son is grown at this point. Now I have been down there a couple of times. And so in my mind, I said to myself, this woman come down here and her kids are grown. This is not going to be me. Not at all. I don't see them doing anything. And I went in there and they was like, well, do you have any information for us?
Right, like, who's stopping that?
Yeah, right? You don't know where he's at.
Ken Paxton, Attorney General of Texas. What's up? Y'all need to revive.
Y'all have more resources than I do. I gave you his social, his birthday, where his mama lived, his sister lived, where I thought he last lived, where his daddy lived. I gave you all of the information. What are you gonna do at this point?
Right.
And they said, we're still looking for him. We're still doing this. And it's like that day, to realize that I'm never coming back down here. That's what I said to myself. I'm not coming back down here. This is a joke. I said, this is a waste of my vacation time that I could be using to spend with my children. So I made that up in my head. I'm not going anymore. Next appointment came. I missed it. I didn't go. Well, I get this letter in the mail basically telling me that if I don't show up, I'm going to be held in contempt of court and I have to pay $500 for being in contempt. But this joker has not showed up not one time. So what are you going to charge him with? Is what I'm thinking. So I go back down there and I said, so let me ask this question. So I'm going to be penalized because I'm not going to come because you guys aren't doing anything. You're not making him come. Are y'all giving him that same threat of the $500 is just, am I the lucky person for it? I was like, I want to, at this point, I've gotten on my feet and whatever, and I'm off of CCMS. And I'm like, is there any way that I can drop this? Because this isn't worth my time. This isn't worth the money. Because if I don't have vacation days saved up, I don't get paid to come down here. Right. And I said, this is a joke almost to me because I'm not getting anything. You're going to penalize me and make me take money out of me and my kids' mouth if I can't come. But he's walking around like everything is cool. So I don't understand how Greg Abbott, yeah, I'm going to say his name, used to say the slogan, he cared about the kids. You didn't.
Yeah,
you don't care about the kids.
It was under him when it used to be under Greg Abbott's. Ken Paxton now, neither one of them, no success, no nothing. Which I can honestly say, well, here recently, and I'm gonna say recently, like very recently. You know what I'm saying? Some mysterious payments have started showing up. You know what I'm saying? Some payments that the other parent was not even aware of. You know, so
were they holding the money?
That's the other thing. Like, okay, so we're, I don't know. I don't ask no questions, but I just take care of what the kids need. But that's not. I don't depend on that. I don't rely on that. I have a wonderful husband who is a great provider for all of the children. So I mean, I'm thankful to God for him. He don't discriminate. He look after them all. Whatever he do for one, he'll do for the other. And so, and that's just what it is. So as far as the child support, now, is this something now, I mean, shoot, it's, like I said, it's in arrears in pretty steep in the thousands. Pretty steep in the thousands. Like tens of thousands, pretty steep. But am I just going to be seeking that? What's the point? What's the point? My kids would much rather, I'm sure, have a visit. My kids, I'm sure, would probably much rather spend some time. My kids would probably much rather, my kids ain't sweating that. You know what I'm saying? And so, at the end of the day, like I always say, I trust God to provide for me and mine.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And honestly,
however he choose to do it, if that means, okay, somebody gonna pay child support, okay, cool, fine. However God do it, I'm here for it. But like, am I gonna be just, bashing somebody? No. And the other thing I try to tell the kids, to kind of soften the blow, hey, because we're a blended family, so we're dealing with two parents in the home, two parents outside the home. And one thing I don't care what the disappointment is, hey, you gotta respect, forgive, love, and just know that they're being the best parent that they know how to be. We're being the best parents that we know how to be. And we don't always get it right. We get it wrong a lot. All of us. You know what I'm saying? The good ones, the bad ones, the in-between ones, the indifferent ones, the absent ones, the present ones, we all get it wrong sometime. And sometimes it comes around a lot. And, but I just, like I said earlier, anybody that has been an absentee parent because of your inability or unwillingness to pay child support, just be present in your child's life. Your child not going to be standing at the door if you come and visit them asking for $1. They're not going to be checking your wallet at the door. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be, they're just going to be happy to have your presence. They're going to be happy to know you. They're going to be happy to see what you're about, learn your ways, see who they are through establishing a meaningful relationship with you. Support your kids emotionally. Support your kids emotionally. Support them emotionally. It does so much for their mental well-being, their physical development, all kinds of stuff, just to know who they are. There is nothing like a person wondering, who am I? Feeling rejected because their parent is absent.
Yeah.
No. Be there for the kids. Please be there for them.
And yeah, I raised mine with no visits. And I remember the times that I would beg, just be a part of your kid's life. Calling his mom, his sister, relaying, look, they're fine. We eat, we're clothed, they're clothed, they got their needs met. Be a part of their life. Call, do whatever. And it never happened. And the hardest part for me was watching them not have me not being able to give them the answer that they want. And the best answer that I could have, he's doing the best that he can. I mean, he may be going through something. Don't feel anything bad, for yourself or whatever. We'll just keep trying and keep trying, because I knew, you can bash them to those kids or whatever, but you end up being, no, you're the one that ends up looking bad. Yeah, you're trying to make someone else look bad, and you actually look like the bad guy. Right. But as they grow older, and this is from experience with my kids, they see the situation and they see it for what it is. Mm-hmm. And you let them form their own opinion about that person, because now when they reach out and request that relationship and it doesn't happen, and it's not your mom calling and asking, so it ain't a he say, she say conversation. Right. You're calling and you're asking, or you're sending messages, or this, that, whatever the form of communication you have to reach them, and you get nothing, and you do it several times, then you know what the situation is, and you can act accordingly. And unfortunately, sometimes, I know in my situation, it made my son bitter against his dad, because it was like, you didn't think about me. My daughter, then she had cared less on what, like, that's his loss. But with my son, it's more of a hatred. And I had to tell him, don't waste that type of energy, because hey, I said he did the best thing that he knew what to do. And that was leave y'all with me to raise you the best way that I could. And I said, it's nothing against him. Hey, he just don't know any better. He only knows what was done to him. And that's what I told my son. Guess what you get to do now that you have your own child? Break the cycle. Yeah. Don't do what was done to you, because you know how it feels. You hear it because you know how it felt. So do you want your child to feel the same way? And, unfortunately, some parents have situations where they can't, not won't, they can't. Something is keeping them away from their child. That's a difference. But if you won't be a part of their life, be careful. Because all that stuff you doing to them kids, you're going to get it back tenfold. And you may not know why, but be ready to answer for it when you figure it out. When you do figure it out, be ready to answer for it. Because it ain't pretty. I can guarantee you it ain't. And I'm only speaking for my situation. I've seen that and still ain't learned the lesson. And it's like, at this point, I can only say God worked it out the way it needed to be, because sometimes he knows more than we do. We don't like the situation, but we got to respect it. And it's a reason why we're in that situation. Right. But I just say to people out there, if you have that opportunity and money is holding you back, like you said, it's not a reason. And if a parent won't let you see your child because the dollar amount is not enough,
take them to court.
Yeah, take them to court. You got rights too, because you can't get blood out of a turnip. Right. So if you can only do what you can do and you trying and you're doing the best you can, that's all people can ask for. Right. And that's not fair to the kid, because it's two parents in that situation. So if one ain't got it, the other should, or put it together, put something together, do a GoFundMe. They got to GoFundMe.
What happened for the kids?
Yeah, you heard they got to GoFundMe for everything. Hey, we ain't got enough. Just call it that. We trying. We ain't got enough. Just put it out there. Do what you got to do, and just make sure that whatever you're doing is for the betterment of your child, because these kids are out here and they need both parents in their lives.
They do.
Especially young Black kids right now with the way the world is. Absolutely. Because we need our young Black men with men in their life, strong role models or whatever. Pick yourself up.
We need our leaders to lead.
Huh?
We need our leaders to lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to pick yourself up and do your part. You can't say you're a man if you ain't out here taking care of your kids. You're not a woman if you ain't out here taking your kids. Because I've seen situations. I don't just look at men, because I seen a post on Facebook. It's been some months back, and downright made me sick to my stomach. And if I could have reached through there and grabbed that girl, I would have, because it almost made me embarrassed for her and me for being a woman, that anybody can have children and be this reckless. She found a way to get rid of her kids so CPS could pick them up. And she going live on Facebook. She got rid of the kids. Like, it was basically, I got rid of my effing kids or something. She called it. She all taking shots and all of this on Facebook. And I'm sorry, that's a level of ignorance that I can't be a part of, because it almost downright angers me that you lay down and you have all these kids and then you get tired of them because it's cramping your lifestyle or whatever. And then you find a way to get rid of them. Yeah. You worse than the dirt under the bottom of my shoe at this point. Because
dog poop.
Yeah, because at this point, you're the type of mother that done got rid of how many kids you got to lay down and go have another one. And then when that one don't suit you right, or the relationship don't work, you going to pop that one and pawn it off on the state or whatever the case may be. They need to sew her up, lock her up, and be done with her. That's how I felt about her. And I try not to judge people, but on certain situations like that, it's people out there who cannot have children, would give their right arm or left arm for a child, and you out here giving them away like government cheese. For real? That's what we do now? So never thought to do anything like that. Never crossed my mind. And just to hear for a person to do that, it's just almost it's embarrassing, number one, as a woman, to hear another woman say that. But, you know, again, we all are different. But that was a mess. So take care of your kids. Support means more than money.
Yeah, support is not just a dollar sign, honey.
Yeah.
Well, good time, girl. Good time. Good time.
Yes. That's one of these conversations I can get passionate about, but I didn't go in too hard today. Right. Girl.
You and me both. But, you know, I try to, you know, I don't ever want to be a person that I ain't trying to openly shame somebody. You know, somebody, you know, I'm not in that game. I'm not.
No.
So, you know, I try to, some things, just because you could say some things really doesn't mean you should say some things, because it's going to build or it's going to tear somebody down. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the business of constructive criticism. If it's not building, I don't want to be, I don't want to be out here like Miley Cyrus, like a wrecking ball, destructing everybody. You know what I'm saying? Destroying folks. So some stuff I just hey,
At the age I am now probably in my 20s, I had some thoughts. In my 30s, now
I done had some thoughts, and I done had some conversations. I done said some stuff, and I done.
Yeah. Now in my 40s, all I could say.
And I done acted a fool. Now I have always been, you know what I'm saying? I can't sit here and say I have always been, you know, wisdom, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's some moments, some seasons, it took a minute to kick in. You know what I'm saying? I was acting up before, you know what I'm saying? Wisdom had to chase me down in the street while I was cutting up. It's like, hey, get it together and cut that mess out, you know? So,
yes,
honey. My attitude ran off and left left Logic a few times. Many times. Many times. But I thank God. I mean, like I say, I've grown a little bit.
Yeah, I have. Because if I run across my kid's dad now, the only thing I have for him, I don't even have no ill will for him. Thank you. Right. That's what I got for you. What are you thanking me for? I done nothing for you. It's really the way to say that was enough. Thank you.
Thank you for these children. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. You gave me the best.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for these beings that bring so much joy in my life.
Yeah.
Thank you for the bond that I have with these children that bring me so much joy. You know.
Yeah. I can thank you for that now. I can honestly, and that it takes a growth, because you know it's hard when you see women, they so bitter from, I said they ain't got there yet. They'll get there. I said they ain't grown. It takes some maturing to do. Now it's like, why?
You know what I'm saying? It hurts though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you don't have a relationship with that person, it's just like the same way if a stranger came, your child is, you know, just going on about life, going down the street, walking down the street, playing, whatever, and a stranger come up and do something to hurt your child. It's going to hurt you. It's going to make you angry that somebody did something to your child, that somebody did something to hurt your child. It's no different when it's another parent, when it's another family member. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that hurts. Being absent, it hurts. It hurts the child. It hurts. You know what I'm saying? And just like us parents, when we're seeing someone hurting our children, it still hurts. It still affects. Oh, I'm sorry. It still affects us just the same. That doesn't mean, oh, well, you still got feelings for this person, or you know, whatever, you want your old thing back or something stupid like that. No, baby, this is old, and I got time for it. But you know, like, nah, my baby's hurt. My baby hurt. You hurt my baby, so it hurt me, and it ought to hurt you too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just what that is, you know?
Yeah, it is, but luckily we made it. I got them grown, and I
I'm
like
almost there. I'm almost there.
no.
Oldest two, our oldest two, hey, they 19 and 18. You know what I'm saying? We got one that's on the way to 17. And hey,
Yeah.
the other team, the tween and the two toddlers. We on our way. Man, it's gonna be a long time coming, girl. I'm gonna be on a walker or something before I get there.
Oh Jesus.
I'll be
No.
pushing my walker and trying to find my potty grip.
No. You'll still be young and vibrant. Because the friends gonna keep you on your toes.
Girl, these folks sister down. What you talking about? They ought to keep up now.
Yeah. So, hey, we made it. That's all we can say. We made it.
We made every day is a we made it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yes, it is.
Well, girl, we're gonna wrap it up, I guess. Shoot.
All right. Well,
at that time.
yeah. It was good talking to you today.
Good talking to you too. Good talking to you too. Yes, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
What? Y'all be easy out here in these streets. Wear your mask.
Yes, wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance, and stay out of these gatherings. Quit having kickbacks. Quit having kickbacks in the pandemic, y'all. Get somewhere and sit down. Have a virtual kickback. You know what I'm saying? Have a virtual kickback. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to have kickbacks, have them in small doses. You know what I'm saying? Just by, you know what I'm saying? Not more than 5 or 6 people. Just come on, small gatherings. You know what I'm saying? Too many of us out here, too many of us dying here in these streets, and too many of us dying. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Let's not keep doing that. But anyway, I'll talk to you later, girl.
All right.
We'll be on here all night.
I know.
All right. Y'all contact us. Send us a like, subscribe, comment, something. Talk
all of that.